Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? Welcome on in, welcome to the channel. This is WagWorksGA. If you clicked here by accident, I guess. But yeah, hey, I'm Jeff. You can also call me Wags. And I'm the guy you're gonna see here most of the time. WagWorksGA is actually a creative team. I'm on with my wife, Ashley. That's the G and the A part. But we do kids comics, along with a few other creative projects. Yeah. So if you join in on any given night, you might see us working on... This probably sounds a little bit better now, doesn't it? Look at me jumping on in. No, anyway, if you join in on any given night, you might see us doing, you might see me working on one of our Core Toons comics, which is a project we work on with a team of collaborators. Where we make short form comics for kids with educational content. So like ages, like grades kindergarten through 5. I'm kindergarten years old. That's one of our projects. We do graphic novels as well. So we've done some pitch packets for a couple of middle grade ages like 9 through 12-ish novels. We actually have a short comic, a 4-pager in an anthology, first ever anthology by Kids Comics Unite. Let's go. We just finished our Kickstarter back at the beginning of the month, and we funded, and the books are actually probably going to be out. We're hoping for like October, maybe. So it's really exciting to be able to hold it in our hands. But I also do video game fan art here on the channel, and that's what you're going to see tonight. I'm working on a piece for Games Done Quick. You have probably heard of them if you are on Twitch. They are a video game speedrunning charity organization, and they put on 2 huge events. What's in my finger? Anyway, they put on 2 huge events every year, and several others throughout the year. But the big ones are Summer Games Done Quick, which is coming up July 7th through 12th. And then Awesome Games Done Quick in the winter. It's week-long, 24 hours a day, speed runs, awesome, amazing skilled runners, incredible crew and staff, both retro and modern games. And they raise money for causes like Doctors Without Borders and Prevent Cancer Foundation. And they raise a lot of money for really good causes. So part of how they do that is through donations, and they offer prizes that are raffled off after the event for those who donated, especially during certain blocks of games. So in the past, I've done, I think, 4 events I've donated stuff for, and I'm excited to continue doing that. And what I'm working on tonight is continuing my Link's Awakening piece. I'll talk more about it when we get to it, but I'm excited for what we're doing with it. So that's what the channel's all about. That's why we're here. It kind of doubled as my announcements for the night. I don't have anything else super crazy. I think the Core Toons, the summer preview should be out pretty soon. So if you have kids or just like to read short kids comics, that is out. Hey Frank, how's it going? But yeah, we're working on that, working on lots of fun stuff, doing awesome things, nonstop, awesome, just awesome, wall to wall. Yes, Frank. She made you late because she wanted to play Reaper. I mean, that's acceptable, right? That's totally acceptable. Quality time with a significant other. It's like... Thank you, Fallen. You're like the translation subtitle underneath Frank's commentary. Good. It all works out. Hey, welcome on in, Fallen. Good to see you. Ashley's here. She says hi.
Can I take your spoons so it stops clinking?
So what?
Can I take your spoons so it stops clinking?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can. I can. Just excuse me. Ashley just pointed out how obnoxious my spoon was in the instant coffee. So I know your lies, babe. I feel like that should be a t-shirt. I don't know why. Do I have a ton of dishes at my desk? I do not. This is the only dish, and then down here I've got, you know, water bottle, but that's on the floor. The desk is actually clear. So, yeah, no, this is it. We don't eat at the desk. Make Jeff go do the dishes. Hey, I did dish time earlier today, and I do all other nights. And if there's leftover after stream, I do it too. So I do dishes. I'm here. So yeah, Frank, Fallen, how you guys doing tonight? What's up? I mean, Repo's up clearly, but what else? Okay, okay. Jeff Noah is keeping score. Have you considered it though? Just kidding. I'm not promoting violence to anyone, especially not Frank. It's unresolved trauma, maybe. I don't know. If I get my stylus out here. There we go. We do not do domestic. That is good. Always preferred. Yeah, I don't really think it's after all the announcements and stuff with the Let's Go book and everything. I feel like I have nothing actually all that exciting to announce. So I'm about ready to go into warm up. Frank, do you have any announcements? Fallen? Anything? I'll just read stuff out loud at this point. He'll say you'll punch him. It's diplomacy. You know what? That is a great PSA. Absolutely, Frank. Good on you for posting it there. Anybody out there, if you or someone you know experienced domestic violence, please do reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I'm assuming that's the actual number that you've pasted there, that you looked up. We pinned it. Okay, thank you. You know what? It's a good PSA to get out there. Absolutely. It's, yeah. Hey Daisy, how's it going? Pacifist equals pass a fist. That one got Ashley to laugh. Oh, it's good to have everybody in. Welcome in, everybody. It's like we got the whole band together. It's nice. I like this. What's your obsession with me? It's like if Frank made like a likes and dislikes thing. Likes, being punched, teeth. Oh goodness. All right. You know what? I am actually. We can continue the banter, but I am grabbing the cards for warm up. Since I should probably get moving. Since I realized that it is, you know, June 5th, and I should probably finish this piece in time to actually get it shipped here, so I can make sure it's good and then pass it on to GDQ. And that event starts in just over a month. All right, so Pokemon cards, you know the drill. I warm up with these guys. We pick one randomly. That's the warm-up sketch. Jeff, pull out your... No! Why would I ever... Can we move on from the teeth, guys? I'm just going straight to warm-up. That's it. So we got Hariyama. That's who we're going to warm up with today. I know I did the futuristic violet version of that one. I don't think I've done this one. The most dog Pokemon of the three. Ooh, let's see. Do I have any actual dog? Or do I have... Okay, it's not great on the dogness scale. I'm gonna go with Raboot because it at least is a mammal, which is what more than can be said for the other ones, which we have, I snuck Ducklet in for me to do again, and Barboach, which is a fish. So Raboot, that's the one. For you, I will be doing Hariyama. Let me just pull up the reference and, set up all the things that I didn't take the time to set up earlier. Because that's how we roll here. All right. Pulling up my reference. That in, we're gonna hop over to art mode. Pew! I am very tempted if I update my OBS layout to make that a sound effect for my transitions. Just every time. I don't even have to do it. Labeling my layers real quick. Doing the thing. It's all pretty good. All right. Bring up timer. All right, so yeah, if you have never been here before, I'm gonna do a 5-minute warm-up, and I invite you and encourage you to join along. You don't have to draw the Pokemon. You can draw whatever you want, but art is fun, so I think you should do it. Yeah, so let me go ahead, start the timer in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So yeah, the idea is really, again, just I work a desk job all day. I need to loosen up my arm and my brain to get into art mode. And so that's what we're doing for a warm-up. All right. So I usually, I have a limitation that I like to put on myself to kind of get things started. Which is that I draw my Pokemon sleeping. One, it's kind of a cute, fun side of them, and two, it's a limitation that forces me to do stuff. Alexei, hey, welcome in. Good to see you. I did see the Cursed AI art that you said. I'm sorry, I forgot to reply to it. I mean, I wasn't sure how exactly to reply, but it was impressive. Well, I'm respectfully well. I won't speak for the rest of chat. I'm not drawing right now. I should draw. Maybe he's gonna be sleeping standing up. Why? I don't know. Say what? Tell us about this Pokemon. This is and Hariyama is a fighting type. Originated in Generation 3, which was Hoenn. It's the evolution of Makuhita, which is kind of a plastic bag Pokemon, is the best way I can describe it. But he's clearly got inspiration from, the inspiration I think is a sumo wrestler for this one. That's where I'd go with it. Maybe he's actually going to even be, because he's going to have kind of a Zen warrior thing going on. So he'll be sleeping, standing up, but he'll have his gigantic hands calmly folded. I kind of like that idea. Give him a little bit of a... little bit of a meditating thing. Oh, sleep with his legs in crisscross applesauce. Yes, I like that a lot. Now, how exactly I'm going to make these legs do that, that will be the interesting part. But we're going to give it our best, you know? We try. Bless our souls. He's got like the big ears too, which is... I never really noticed the ears before. The crest on the head there. I guess I can kind of just, they're very baggy pants legs. So I can kind of just do the thing where all the articulation sort of just disappears and the feet just stick out. That actually kind of works. But yeah, Alexei, how have you been? This is like toe socks, and here's the other one kind of sticking out from underneath there. Okay, I need to work on the proportions here, because the head, I think I can shrink it down a little bit to kind of give him a bit more of that hulking appearance. Oh, nice. Any particular reason you were staying away from home or sleeping over away from home? Okay, actually, I say I'm pretty happy with this for a sketch layer. I think I might be ready to get towards pencils, although I probably spent a lot of my time just yapping. Kind of picture him being like in a dojo of some kind, so he'd have like the wood grain floor. Maybe he has like a little mat underneath him. Something like that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and start pencils, even if time is about to run out, probably. We'll see. Yep. As soon as I make the layer, bam, time's done. Indeed, time, pencils down. You were right on, Frank. Nice work. I love that you added a command for that. That is awesome. Okay, so I know that there's not really a high ambition for these warm-ups anyway, but I am happy with this one. I definitely feel like this is a fun angle to go with. I feel like it matches the character pretty well. So that's good. It's, again, the goal is always, if I wanted to be able to come back to this, I want to have a good start. And I think this is a solid start. Okay. And then, okay, I'll hop over there. We'll share it. We will all take a look at Frank's warm-up. Over at Frank and Friends. The new art zone. It'll be really fun when it's not actually new, but just called new still. Okay, there, I get you. I was confused at first because of all the dog. But all right, let's go ahead and bring this up real quick. Over in Frank Cord. All right. You know what? We got there. What's the context behind the pin message? It just kind of came out of some banter with Frank and Fallen, but you know, a very important reminder that no matter, you know, all joking aside, if you or someone you know experienced domestic violence, you know, there's a place to reach out for help. So, you know, I'm glad that you're at least putting the context in there now, Frank. That's helpful. Yeah, your puppies look good. Are these are some of these practiced for your the new comic? I like the reboot, by the way, as well. He looks very content and resting. I picture him being in the warm sun. They're the warm-ups for your new comic. Are you working on that one tonight? Which one?
The one with the tongue out.
Ashley wants you to know that the ones with the tongue out are really cute. Did I tell you Frank is starting a new dog protagonist comic?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, that's right.
I'll watch.
You watched the streams. What?
It's cute. I like it. It made me a little sad though.
Yeah.
I need to find out what happens.
Ashley needs to find out what happens next, Frank. You heard it here first.
And it better be a good thing, not a sad puppy.
Better be a good thing, not a sad thing. Okay. So you guys are going to watch the Minecraft movie together? And also the new Lilo and Stitch movie? All right. But yeah, good warm-up, Frank. Looks awesome. All right, so this is good. I'm going to save this real quick and jump into the main piece for tonight. Today is the 5th. I like how Fallen's just like, wait, what am I getting involved in here? I mean, Pedro Pascal is a great choice. I'll just say it. I agree 100%. It's a solid decision and I support it. All right, so here's where we left off last. I have a little bit of penciling to finish in on this character, the Marin. Yeah, so for those who didn't hear, I'm excited because like we did the Sonic blanket for the last GDQ that we donated to, and I really liked printing on like not just a canvas because not everybody has wall space for that. So we're gonna do a beach blanket. That's what this is gonna be. So I'm very excited for that. So I'll get the pencils finished for Marin, and then I also have to work in. Ashley had a really good point that like I could probably work in some secondary characters from the game and like little Easter eggs for people who have played it and who love the game. So I need to choose some of those and get them in there as well. Man, you guys are gonna have like a whole itinerary. It's incredible. All right, Marin, pencils. What size? That should be fine. Bring up reference for specifically the sandals, which look stranger and stranger the more I zoom in on them. Absolutely, will do. Frank says thank you for the dog pics. Alright. So from the bottom it would be largely just sandal shape. You don't see a lot of all the ribbony wrapping type stuff that she has going on. It would be here that you'd have more of the I think her foot would come in front of Link's. Another one right before the toes. Something like that. All right, I'll turn off these. This draw over layer. Okay. I think this looks okay. Pretend to be a weatherman. Well, folks, you'll want to watch out for that Saharan dust cloud that's heading across the Atlantic currently. I ran out of things to say. Although we do have that. I think it's interesting because I'd seen that there was a wave here, or I'd read that it was here already, but then I also saw that there was another wave coming. This is, oh, can I find it? The satellite might be. Hold on. Guys. I'm going to geek out for a second. What was it?
You're so distractible.
I'm so distractible. I mean, a little. It happens sometimes, occasionally. Hold up. All right. Okay, let me bring it. You can see it just briefly before. Okay. There's a really cool satellite imagery of this, and I wanted to share that part since I'm being a weatherman and all. So yeah, check this out. This is the later part of the loop where it's dark, but this is before sunset, and you can see the dust cloud moving off the African coast. It's just one of the coolest things watching this stuff on the actual satellite imagery, and how easily you can see it. It's crazy. Can you hire me to be your weatherman? So I should warn you, I am not a good forecaster. I can tell you what other people have forecast, but there is a reason that I sit behind a desk working on computer programs. Ashley can vouch for how poorly I do that. Am I an astronaut? No, although that would be super cool. But yeah, ooh, I do love this while we're right here. I'm sure Ashley is like right now cringing at exactly how distractible I am. But we can go up here. Whoop, too far, wrong. Switch satellites. Not what I wanted. Go back to Ghost 19, please. All right. But if it'll let me go far enough, you can actually see in the satellite imagery, like the lights of the urban areas, which I think is like the coolest thing as the night line extends over. That might be a static image. To be fair, that may not 100% be live, but it's super cool. It's okay, Frank always gets distracted. Never. I mean, how can you get distracted? He pumps out like 12 comics every like 30 minutes. Anyway, I just wanted to share the Saharan dust, which is not something I anticipated saying today, but here we are. Okay, back to art.
Great. You good with her foot? The one that's pointing toward Link.
Am I good with it? Does it look a little small? Is that what we're thinking?
Just the angle, it's like, it could be fine, but it's more.
Yeah, I was imagining that as it's kind of crossing under, she has to bend it a little more towards him, and then the foot on top of it kind of props it across.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I was going with it. Can I believe someone went by you Switch too? I mean, they're very hard to get a hold of from everything I've heard. You wishes. I mean, it is super cool seeing all the streams of like Mario Kart World happening now that folks are actually getting their hands on it. But yeah, is from everything I've heard, even the pre-order was miserable, and then even if you got a pre-order, like they were getting canceled left and right in the days before the launch. Like, I mean, it's a console launch, right? Every video game console does this. You'll fail for corporate grade free. He's like, yay! Oh man. Okay, I could make the foot a little more pointing this way. Just a little bit. No, it's gotta come out like that. And then there'd be more. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. I'm gonna stick with it for now and then inevitably decide I don't like it later and figure it out. But for now, it's good. Wow, a house with a yard for Lily? That's awesome. Does Lily like water? Alright. That's a bit too far. And a separate yard for fallen sons. Why can't they all play together, Frank? So I might have to adjust Link's hand if I don't have the log as flat. Your babies are guinea pigs. Fair. Oh man, one of my best friends growing up had guinea pigs. And we always had to, you know, greet them. Actually, we joked that they were like identity verifiers, so you'd put your hand like flat on their back and they would make like a chirping noise. I don't know, we were high schoolers, we did weird stuff. It's all good. Frank, you are shooting the moon, my friend. I mean, it sounds like a pretty good deal. I think that's fine. And like have like a knot in the tree, maybe something like that. Okay, that's pretty good. Alexei, all I can say is that I'm thankful for you that Twitch chat is not a legally binding document. And don't get me wrong, if you're offering all this out of the generosity of your doctor heart, then that's awesome. But yeah, fair point. Oh yeah, I didn't even check to see if we officially closed it off yet. I think while they're still working out a few design choices, we might have left pledges open for a bit longer. I should probably look at that. By the way, thanks, Frank. Yeah. All right. So. Look up something real quick. I think one of the extra like Easter egg things in there, or extra characters that I wanted to include, was Bow Wow the Chain Chomp. If you've played the game, you know. But I'm not sure where, and I might want to put the owner with it. Just a second. Pulling a little bit of reference. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. So that is Bow Wow and Bow Wow's owner. They better make me a neurosurgeon. Alexei, I will always be happy that you've joined us, but please, please take care of yourself, my friend. You have no need to apologize. We are happy you are here. You are always welcome. But if you are wrecking yourself to do so, then please take care of yourself. Maybe like also where maybe like use a bigger. Where? Maybe on the other side actually would work better. A neurodivergent neurosurgeon. Hey, that could work, right? Kind of have the big. She's like holding the chain, maybe. Something like that. Never forgetting how a few days ago you mentioned how much you like Chikawa in another person's chat, and another chatter asked, "Are you neurodivergent?" That's interesting. Also, I'm not familiar with Chikawa. Does it have anything to do with an actual river? I mean, Frank actually looked it up. Unlike my lazy self, I can do that. I can do it. It's a manga series. About what? That's adorable. That is just straight up adorable. I learned about it months ago and it took over my life. So cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool. Enough. I need to stay focused. Yes, Frank? So I asked about the river, by the way, because my unit I'm in Duolingo right now in Japanese is kawa, which is, river is one of the vocabulary words. My sage-like wisdom. Wow. Ah, yes, you've come to the right place. Hole in a sock. Okay. What do you do? And it depends on the sock. This is coming from somewhere. Oh no. I'm feeling like I'm in a danger zone. It's a door. Can you use? It depends on the sock. If it's like a favorite sock, I might. They're all your favorites. Uh-oh. The sock question broke it. That's weird. I didn't get an OBS disconnect notice this time. Usually I get that. And you know what it is that I didn't reboot my router before stream today. I forgot to do that. Repeat what I said. So none of that got through. Oh my gosh. Okay. What I said. If it's favorite, sometimes I'll try to hold on to it for a while. I will usually try to patch it up if I can. Stitch it. But yeah, these days I do not have the time for that usually, so I'll end up just, if a sock gets a hole, it's a goner. I'll throw it out. They're all your faves. Font. No, I was saying that I will keep, if it's a pair, I will keep the other sock that doesn't have a hole, and just like, if I'm running out of socks, I'll just wear mismatched ones for laundry day or whatever, right? But usually I'll toss them. I never called you a hobo. Also, none of my socks match each other. Okay, if none of them match and many of them have holes, then it's time for new socks. Or flip-flops. Either one. Acceptable. I don't know, like I have clothing tiers, right? Like some things, okay, they get a hole, I can keep it around, I'll wear it if I'm just, lounging around the house. It's a pajama shirt, whatever. But other. Is it crashing for everybody? So it's crashing for all y'all, right? Like, not just Frank? Because I'm not seeing any drop frames in OBS. Okay. Interesting. All right. All right, well, so it's probably going to do this a few times. And then it might stabilize. So if it does it again, bear with me. I should be back. I was just checking because, like, I usually, when it does that, I get a disconnect notification from OBS, and it didn't do that this time. Okay, we're gonna work with it. I should have rebooted my router before stream, but I failed to do that. All right, I need to be doing some pencils or inks. Can I ink? I mean, I kind of penciled a lot of the background already. Oh, that's really cute. I like that, Alexei. Frank, I apologize for insulting your Wi-Fi. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Did it break? Did it break again? Are we on number 3 now? Wait, Frank, why don't you want new socks? No, we're great. Keep going. All right. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go to... All right. I'll ink the foreground. Okay. So I'll turn pencils down a little bit more there. Go with this. Get a vector layer going. Nope, that is inks. Okay. How do I want to do this? You've had your socks since middle school. You've had them for 30 years? No, I'm just kidding. This is my one chance to go on. Athlete's foot will become a part of you too. Well done, Fallen. Yeah, Frank, just get the new socks, man. It's cool. I promise, it's good, and they're cushiony, and that actually helps your feet in the long run too. Fun fact: when I was in high school, I worked at a shoe store, and it was called Athlete's Foot. I mean, it's a chain. At least it was in Wisconsin. I don't know if they were as prevalent outside of Wisconsin. Well, Frank, you could look at it as we're cheering for you to get new socks, to take care of you. What do these socks represent to you, Frank? That's pretty... How thin do I want these lines to be? I think they should be a little thicker. Of course, Wisconsin has athlete's foot. Yeah. Spoken like a true Minnesotan. Frank's trying to win points for his Minnesota visa. Oh, them's fighting words. So, Fallen, in Minnesota, is it soda, is it pop, or is it soda pop? That's my question. All three are wrong. It's okay. I know, yeah. In Wisconsin, both were acceptable. But yeah, Frank, that's, I mean, especially after living in Georgia and now Florida, it's like, yeah, everything is Coke. I can turn your socks into kitten sock plushies while wearing plastic gloves and a gas suit, respectfully. Frank, we love you, man. Just take the new socks, though. We want to help. We want the best for you and your feet. Truly. Yeah, I feel like I'd heard casserole a bit, but hot dish is pretty common in Wisconsin. And I think we were like on the break line for soda and pop, so there was the same. What are some other ones? I'm assuming you guys had like Friday night fish fry, right? It is really interesting. Like when you see some of the maps of like the breakdowns of the different names for things in the US. How are we looking? Okay. Looking okay. All right. Excuse me. You don't like fish, but you know how to fish and gut them. Okay. Name your socks. Oh, it's fine. I thought you literally meant make socks, because I definitely did actually make socks. I knitted socks for the kids, well, slipper socks, during the pandemic. The socks are my longest friends. Cremated with earth. What am I doing? It's almost like I struggle with drawing straight lines or something. They have a soul of their own. I don't know, Frank. If they've had such a long and unnatural lifespan, they might be undead. You might have undead socks. Can I paint the names on the urns? Like, I love how this has just turned into a sock intervention at this point. Frank, listen. They're not supportive. They you know, leave you sticking out exposed. They're not your friends. Your friends are crying for you to let them go. That is the more supportive way of doing it. Also, Arabic cursive is beautiful. So that's an awesome thing, Alexei. Favorite socks. You know, there is something to be said for sock puppets with tuxedos. That might be the best point you've made yet. They're crying to be free of their labor. We need someone. So wait, you guys have mentioned wedding more than once. Is this just like a someday type of thing, or is there some news you guys need to share? Your backup best man? You know what? Yeah. Oh, I hear the music buffering. That's not a good sign. Nope. That's part of the music. Never mind. Back. Oh. It's a you joke about it thing. Okay. Just checking. You never know. You never know. You're married in Dead by Daylight. Wait, you can get married in Dead by Daylight? I am just out of touch, man. That might be too big of a mouth. There we go. I was really about to order a tux for the backup best man. Oh yeah. You know how it goes. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Your friend was the officiant in the DVD wedding. That's fun. Well, congratulate. I mean, I can't. I don't play, so I can't go into the game to congratulate you. So I'll say congratulations. It was on the chapel map. I mean, if it was in Dead by Daylight, could it have been a literal shotgun wedding? All the weddings you've had in video games that you've never gone back to divorce. Go be a dad somewhere else. I'm in my own house, man. This is the place for me to dad. Number one spot for dadding. Absolutely. How much did you pay for your house? More than we'd like to have, but it ended up being a good investment. I will tell you what was challenging was that we had started looking at places or had the idea to move right before there was like a crazy increase in prices, so we had to make some adjustments. 20 grapes in pocket change. Dad habitat. Dad bitat. $20 grapes and pocket change would have been an amazing deal. That's for sure. No, I think we're really thankful for like Ashley's first job, which helped us to get our first house, which kind of we rode that train all the way to having places to live. Because now it seems I don't know how people do it, honestly. Like people buying for the first time, it's real hard. Link's hand is mad. It is a bit large. He doesn't even need a sword. He can just slap his enemies, and that would work just fine. Okay, so I can scale that down a little bit. That's a good call. That's more reasonable, right? What do we think? I was wondering why he looked kind of scary. Legend of Zelda, A Hand to the Past. Or A Link to the Hand? I don't know. Skyward Hand. What if instead of heart containers, Link collected hand containers, and with every one, his hand got larger and he did more damage? That'd be good times. I think we're onto something here, guys. A slap of the hand. I like that one. That's good. Now I'm trying to imagine Link from like Ocarina of Time, like, but he can't play the ocarina at all because his hand is just too large. And the consequences for the live action Zelda movie coming up. Which I still... Wait, you've never played any Zelda? My ancestors wrote poetry and I'm writing this. Oh, Alexa, I'm so sorry. You'd be so proud of me. Yeah. Yeah, that's good work. We like that. Yeah, it's funny. I realized that I've played almost every Zelda game, but this one, Link's Awakening, is the only one that I've actually finished, which is kind of funny. I mean, they're a time investment, to be fair. No, but your friend asked you to see it, and you're look at that, Frank. That's awesome. Yes, Frank. That's right. I was tempted. I almost was like, maybe I should order some, but I have to be honest with myself. Like, it would just be to collect it, and like not even like really display it, like, because we don't like none of us really. Yeah, so I would just be kind of putting it in a box somewhere to have it, and I'm like, probably not a good investment. But I am really excited for them to come out. I think it's pretty awesome. Have you found anything to beat the giant Cactuar card? Because that, in coolness, I know other cards can defeat it. I just think it's cool as all. Have I heard about people with a chips and salsa addiction? No? Like an actual addiction? Uh-oh. Certain people who eat it every... Listen, I have no room to judge people for preferring to eat the same thing every day, especially if it's around a set like snack or like breakfast or stuff like that. Stuck on the girl with a twerking addiction. I don't know. Some things are just good, right? Some things just speak to you. Wait, let me pull up a quote. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're going to the quote books. Like, yeah, I have no room to judge on stuff like that. I definitely fall into like snacking habits and patterns, like cashews. That's one that I go to almost every single day. Or like for breakfast, I always have like my protein shake with my coffee. That's just what I do. It's easy when you don't have to think about it and you know you like it. At least my socks don't have holes in them. I mean, you guys could do like a trade-off, right? Like for each, I don't know, few days, day, week, you go without the chips and salsa, he has to throw away a sock. Janos, hey! How's it going? Good to see you. Oh man, chat is hopping tonight. This is awesome. Your favorite voice actor in response to you dedicating an account to his character being bald. Wait, who's your favorite voice actor? But if it makes you happy, grab the bull by the horns. Is Janos your favorite voice actor? Mike Young. Who does he voice? I'm not familiar with him. Not that I'm an expert. I have done so many dids, the Duns can no longer do once what was done. Hey, how have you been? And it's good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome home. That looks like a shoe shape. So what have you been up to? The character he voices doesn't matter. Okay. It's from a respectable IP, trust me. Okay. I wasn't trying to insinuate anything. I was just curious if I would recognize the voice. But I can look it up. You moved, you got a dog, you got married, and you got a new car, I believe? And then we talked about Jeeps. King of the Hill. Oh, okay. I think we're kind of getting it there. Oh, is it quiet for everybody else? Yeah, Frank, I didn't read a lot about that. I just saw kind of some of the headlines about it, but it is a sad situation. Interesting. Huh, okay. Maybe the equalizer? I'm not sure. We've been having a few tech issues tonight, so it wouldn't have surprised me if it was me. It's too much to tell on this family stream. I'd read that there was some sort of dispute and that's what started the whole thing. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's always unfortunate, right? Like, all right, life update number 2. There's more? I feel like I missed something. Hold on. Why do I need to refresh the page? Did someone die? One too many dids? I think we're good. Did the do not did a done, so the doing did no longer does. That's like my check to see also how tired I am, if I can still keep up with it vaguely. It's a good sign. It's good if I can keep up. It's good. No worries. This should be, I want this to be a low effort stream for people. No. Restart Twitch. Persuasion has rolled 12. Frank, do you have any bonuses to persuasion? You know, I should look so I don't make the other hand gigantic. Because that's a thing. Okay. That's all right. Versus roll D20 respectfulness. Respect. It's a good roll. That makes sense. It would have been really sad if you failed the roll for respectfulness. This is. I like what this is. That's alignment. I think that's. I believe it. I believe that personally. My dice is defective. My dice are perfect. Hold on. Can you just type anything? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, dice are fine. 14. That succeeds. I mean, it's not perfect, but it succeeds most of the time. Your style is rolled 8, 16. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Frank, roll a deception for me. This will determine if I believe you about what Fallen said. That's an eraser. That's why. I don't believe you, Frank. Sorry. Don't believe a word that's coming out of your mouth. That sounds about right. That is a long string. Unfortunate. Janos, is everything okay? We never did get to that life update. Number 2. I'm very much hoping your life has not gone the way of a country song. Sadly, yes, everything is fine. I'm glad everything is fine. Cannot delete the streamer's message. Are you trying to get rid of the one? That's why. It's folk acoustic. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Folk acoustic you need to worry about when it comes to bad life choices. Okay. I guess I don't listen enough in genre to make that distinction. Acoustic. Oh, no. What? Janos, why do I always make the funny misquotes when you're here? Thank God I listen to yodeling exclusively. Well, then you're all in for a treat tonight. No, I will not. I just flashed back to trying to ASMR you guys. Apologies for that. So sorry. I hope the therapy is going well. Okay, well, that's good to know. I'm thankful it wasn't something on either end. That's good. Nice, Frank. I'm never forgetting that. Yes, life update. Wait, having the hardest time with this. I'm drawing too slow. Draw faster. Yeah, that was. I apologize. I apologize for that one, guys. Yay! Never again, Wyoming. We're strong over. We did that when we did that big road trip. We went through Wyoming. It was a good excuse to go see Devil's Tower, though. That was cool. You know what I didn't expect was the number of sunflower farms. At least I think that was Wyoming and not just the like South Dakota. Pretty sure it was Wyoming. It was really windy too. Did you not like about Wyoming? If there was anything specific. There's the flower, that's okay. You think you'd rather talk to me only using did, do, doesn't, and don't verbs and nouns going forward than take Wyoming ever again? Okay. Yeah, no, that's not necessary. The did, the do, the did, doesn't, do, did. Instead of the died. Instead of doing the died. I'm not American, so I'm just hearing all these states and thinking of the Animaniacs song. There's worse places to go, honestly. It was about a 12. Ooh. But you could stay awake the entire time. Nope. Oh, that's brutal, man. Are you sure that that part isn't why it was not fun? Oh, that wasn't on Wyoming. Okay. 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 I think so far we're doing okay here. Okay, and that all sounds good so far. Why am I not trying to dox it? I don't even live there anymore. Okay. Yeah, that all sounds pretty amazing. You looked at your wife every hour and said, honey, I'm really enjoying this gorgeous, beautiful view of this sweet, sweet nothing. And then started to tweak out in the car because that was the only thing keeping you awake. Well, that doesn't sound great. Yeah, I will say it is kind of a bit of a blessing driving with kids in that you can't push those long distances because like they're not going to handle it well being in the car for 12 hours. We've done it once or twice, but we generally do not push them that hard. Because it turns out the difference between 12 plus hours full of views and only 11 hours of nothing is one of them. One of them forces you to say, yes, that's true. I'm afraid to ask. What's worse? What's worse? Oh, yeah. Wyoming, I think. Because when we went out to Colorado, we went through. Did we go? No, we only went through on the way there. No, was it? Maybe we went through both ways, but it was brutal. The winds, I remember getting out at the rest stops, and it was just brutal. It has a lot of power, but it's lightweight. Yeah, that seems like it would have been very difficult. There we go. Did that help you stay awake at all? Convinced the only thing that you weren't being pulled off the road was the stuff you packed weighing down the car. Yeah, that's not a comforting feeling. All right. Well, her hand isn't huge, at least. The rest of the way it was 40, so you just got used to driving slower and not letting the wind pull you off. Basically driving with muscle memory. Makes sense, yeah. It's interesting. I had a chance back in like December, January to drive, I guess December, late December. I was doing a road trip and drove one of the cars that has like some of the more of the driver assist type of features. And in some ways it was great. It, you know, made it a much lower effort drive, but in other ways, like, you start to really wonder, like, wait, who is driving the car right now? Because like the car is controlling the speed, the car is like slowing down if we're heading, you know, for there's something in front of us, the car is helping stay inside the lanes, the car is actually navigating. So what again is my job? Yeah, of course. I mean, you're welcome to rant here. No worries. What are you, the hand police? Actually, that's a good point. Valid point, Frank. Thank you. Well, that wasn't how I envisioned that going. You know what? Just get rid of the whole thing. Wee woo, wee woo. Hand police Frank is on the job. I don't know why that sounds weird to me now. Also, this needs to be shorter here. Actually, I can just delete some of these control points. And then move this one. That's better. Better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where there's a balance, right? It's nice in some of the ways that electronics help, but in other ways it changes the driving experience. But I don't know. That's 2 strikes. What, dare I ask, what happens on my 3rd strike? Jeez, probably shorten this as well. What are you doing now? Get rid of that. She's obviously so. I mean, it's very kind of you to look out for her well-being and rest. I also am not a good person to judge people for not necessarily going to bed as early as they should. I say at 11:30 p.m. at night here on the East Coast. Sometimes you're just not ready to sleep, you know? How would I send someone to bed? Wait, you already left your other job? Holy cow. I mean, I trust you. Your alarm doesn't go off until 6:30 a.m. Okay, well that is... I mean, you're what? Well, I don't know. Yeah. That's still fairly early, but yeah. Try to always make room for 7 hours of sleep. That's the guidance. I do try to do that at least. It doesn't always work out, but usually 7 hours is the minimum. Oh, that's cool. That's if you instantly fall asleep. Frank, your concern is noted, and that's very kind. But how would I send someone to sleep? I mean, I do this every day, but it's kids, so it's different. Ashley, I don't have to tell to go to bed. She is very responsible and good at monitoring her own sleep. Much better at monitoring her sleep than I am at monitoring my own sleep, as a matter of fact. Frank, are you tired? Bats work great for me. I mean, that is not the preferred way to send people to sleep. Have the same conversation with my son. Are you tired? I'm not tired. But we have a whole sleep routine for the kids, so you know. It's the wind down process starts at dinner and then continues on. I do think that is a bit suspicious, Janos, yes. I can't add to this conversation since it's almost 7 a.m. here. Oh, yeah, Fallen, maybe don't take sleep advice from Alexei. No offense, respectfully, but I do have concerns about your sleep and well-being, Alexei. I don't know how you even stay up all night, Alexei. I know this is how you usually join us. I don't know how you do that. I don't know that. I mean, I guess if I really had to, I could, but like, I don't know how you do it regularly. Demand an early art review. All right, yeah, let's go for it. I'm just working out the lines anyway. I know I am realizing at this point that I'm going to need to work on this off of stream to get it across the finish line in time, but that's okay. I've been taking a little pause in prioritizing art time, and I'll be happy to do it again. All right, where are we looking, Frank? You've done graveyarding, the king of staying up. I will say, if I'm sleeping during the day or able to sleep in, I'm fine. Ashley was actually going to be weather service forecaster, and they have to do midnights at one point. And so in solidarity, I was in grad school and I worked overnight. It just went to the graduate lab when she went to work, and I loved it. Actually, I thought it was great, and it wasn't really hard for me to sleep during the day, so that was fine. But trying to stay up awake during the day and overnight is a problem for me, especially, you know, with kiddos. All right. Minus that, I got excess constant sleep paralysis. That sounds terrible. Yeah. Those are not minor. All right, Frank, where am I looking for your art? Where are we going? Like that. That's good. Is it on Discord? Is it on Datcord? Sorry, I couldn't resist. I think what's rough is like for weather service forecasters, for operational folks who work in the forecast offices around the country. They have midnight shifts, right? But they don't have just one set of employees that stick with mid shifts, with swing shifts, with day shifts. Like they rotate through constantly, and like there's so many studies about how bad it is to not be able to ever settle on a set schedule, and it's crazy. But they've been operating this way for so long. I don't know how they do it. We have some friends that are WFO forecasters, and it's really amazing, and I respect what they do, but I don't know how they do it. Yeah. All right. Well, I will keep drawing while we are getting ready for art review. It's actually not that early of an art review, honestly. If I'm being honest. Okay, Discord. All right, let's do it. Let's see what we got. It already automatically made me smile, so that's a good sign. Wait, what is happening? Okay, just a moment. Okay, that all looks good. Okay, that looks good. Why is OBS doing this now? Okay, hold on a second. That didn't go quite as planned. Just a moment. Maybe that will let me fix it though. Have you ever had that where it'll just like decide that it doesn't want to display something in the preview window? You know what? I can just go. This is how it's gonna be. All right, we're almost there. Thanks for waiting, guys. Grandpa's fighting with technology again. Oh my gosh, I'm calling myself Grandpa now. What is going on? All right. All right, here it is. I had to make it fairly small to fit everything in there, but... So you're stuck, Frank? Well, Janos, it's really good to see you. Thanks for coming by. And yeah, we've missed you too. It's nice to see you again, and hope to see you soon. Likewise to you. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Good luck with your early shift. So tell you what happens in the comic. All right, so your protagonist dog is wandering and comes upon like a cave, or yeah, like a little cave, I guess. And there are this ominous eyes in a growl don't overdo your dones or the does won't do the did. It didn't need for doing that done. You understand? I will do the dids and the no, yeah. Yes, I understand. We'll go with that. Okay. So sorry, Frank. It's a cave, and at first it looks ominous, and there's the growling with the eyes of something inside the cave, but then it turns out to be another dog who is holding a bone and then drops the bone, which I'm assuming is they're actually being friendly and offering it. That's what I get from it. I wanted to ask, do you think it would fit for the protagonist dog in the last panel to be like doing a head tilt, like because they're not sure what's happening? Okay. Yeah, I think it reads pretty clearly. I know it might be a little bit tricky because you're already at like the over the shoulder. You're kind of at the Pokemon angle. Yeah, I think that could be like fun and kind of switch things up a little bit or give it a little more expressiveness, but as long as it matches what the intent is, right? Yeah, but I think this reads really clearly. It's looking good so far. This may just be a style thing, but I think you need to give one of the dogs just a giant hand. Just kidding, sorry. I mean, it is scientific fact that dogs tilting their heads are adorable. I think that's indisputable. And then she punched you in her sleep. Yeah, I think this is good. I like it. So is this number 2? Is this directly following the one that we looked at last week? I've been lazy and not been on Instagram much. She needs to be I shouldn't be an instigator. Yeah, looks good. Thank you for sharing, Frank. This is pet comic number 2. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, like, in some ways it follows, like your protagonist dog just got chased off by the guy, and so now they're wandering. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you, calling it rough draft. I mean, I like it for especially for the purposes of like as the artist who draws it. Does the draft like have anything to do with the content of the comic, or just like acknowledging that it's a comic about pets? Just out of curiosity. I mean, I don't want to over litigate it. It's not really a huge issue. It's a cute name. It is. It's funny. I do agree with that. And there would have been a wrap here. Something like that. So the dog one is going to be rough draft. For giving her pig a bath. I was a bit lost for a second as well, but yeah, that's me. Leave him alone. He's already clean. Okay. I know we're kind of nearing wrap up time for the night. It doesn't make sense for there to be a... Okay. That's better. Oh, snap. I don't know why I felt the need to shout that. You know, it is funny, Frank. I realize we've been talking about the goose sock puppet, and then now we're just talking straight up about your socks. Oops, Automa. Am I gonna have to give Fallen moderator permissions too to make this an equal footing situation? Is that where this is all going? No. I've seen bits of it, but not really any significant amount of the show. It's like forever on my list of like, oh, I need to see that. I know, it's everything I've heard about is like, oh wow, it's really good. Yeah, everything I want to see it, I just haven't. Call it lazy, call it what you will. All right. Okay, it's 11:57. I think I've got the lines, the ink's done on these, so I'm gonna call it right here for art time. And we'll hop over to just chatting for a few minutes. I know we did art review. I can review anything else. Pew. There we go. Oh, you've never seen it? Okay. I mean, obviously no judgment for me on that, but I've heard it's super good. I think it's in fact kind of generally considered a classic, right? Yes. I was gonna say, wait a minute. You just were gonna call me a character. When can I lie again? You mislied. Unless that's a lie. This is a fun dynamic, honestly. I think you work well together. When I'm not around, does that work? At the very least, that's when he can get away with it more. So Frank, what about Uncle Eero do I remind you of? Oh man. Is it Iroh or Eero? Because I haven't seen it. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. What is the correct IRO? Okay. Because I see that and it reminds me of the Japanese iro for color, so that's where I went with it. Not that I'm an expert at that either. That's very kind of you, Fallen. Thank you. Okay, well in that case, that's a very flattering comparison. And he's old. There it is. Older every second. What is the phrase? Like, one of our friends said something for some phrase that was like an interesting reframing, but also incredibly depressing. It's like, you'll never be as young as you are right now. You'll never be as young as you are right now again. Review time part 2? All right, let's do it. What you got? Oh, nice. Okay. All right. And just a moment. I haven't added it to this scene yet. There we go. All right. The chord. Okay, so yeah, the head tilt is really cute, and actually I like that angle. I think is even better for doing it. It shows it really clearly. Just rough drafted it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if you could even fully change the perspective, but I know that might be confusing as well, because they always say like there's kind of like a plane that runs between characters when you start a scene, and you're never supposed to cross to the other side of that plane, because it can be really jarring. Okay. All right, hearing you out. I'm gonna hide behind. Boop, 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 boop. Panel 1 becomes longer. Okay. So the same width as the 4 panels combined and placed on top. Panels 2 and 3 are the same. P4 becomes the head tilt. And then you'd have a panel 5 with the dropping the bone. Oh, nice. Yeah. Then it gives the context. I like that. Yeah. I mean, you don't have any confines on your format, so you've got the room to play with the panels however you want. So yeah, it would be twice the height. Yeah, and that's nice, because like it gives a little bit of room if you wanted then to like show like a little edge of the more urban area where the dog was in the first comic, then you could also kind of use that to transition. You don't have to, like you could just have the establishing shot in this setting, and I think that makes a lot of sense as well. But I like that. I like giving it a little bit more room to breathe and giving it a little bit more of a beat. It's supposed to be in a park. Okay. Fallen told me alleyways are lame. I mean, an alleyway could work, but yeah, it's the park is nice, and it makes more sense. You'd probably find a dog there. Yeah, overdone, I think, is a good word for it. But yeah, I think doing that with the big establishing shot and then giving the head tilt panel a little bit more of a beat, because it's so cute and people are going to want to look at it. My only other question was in the original panel 4 with the bone, did you want to add any action lines to kind of show that it's being dropped, like actively? That would be the only other thing that I would consider, because if the intent is that there's that beat of it actually being dropped, the motion lines would kind of make that super clear that that's what was happening. Or like a sound effect. Bonk might be a little bit thump, thump or plop or plunk. Plunk is a little bit more of a water sound, but it could work. Thump. I'd almost go with like a plop. That my instinct would be plop, but that's just me. Thump. Wump is another good one I like to use. But yeah, any of those, like a sound effect and some motion lines would be good, just to be like, okay. Maybe a little, or even just like a little dust cloud. Tiny one next to it. Because that was the only thing that I looked at. I was like, okay, well, I know what happened because I can see that it's it's in the mouth in one panel and on the ground in the next, but I don't see how it got there, and I don't know if it's just like, and when you add in the beat of the head tilt, it's like, did it happen while the head was tilting? It just kind of created a little confusion for me on like how quickly was it dropped. But I think it's good. I think it's good, and of course I did the scene transition before. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's good. I figured it out. I'm excited for the rough draft comic. It's good. I enjoy it a lot. Also, your animals are really good. So, your dogs specifically are really good. So, you allow me to retire. Oh, finally. After all these years. Yeah. Well, that is it. I don't have anything else. If we don't have any more art share, I'm pretty satisfied with the progress. I will need to do some work off stream, just cause. Can't wait to see him do the guinea pigs. Oh, that'll be cute. Yeah. Cause also you've done some of the emote work too, Frank. That's come out really good with the animals. You're quite good with them. Wait, what do you mean you wish you could draw more than stick figures? You can draw more than stick figures. And you do. Give yourself a little bit of credit. Frank, come on now. It's Frank GPT. I mean, honestly, if you trained your own AI to do your drawings, that is impressive in a different way. But Yeah, you are great. Listen to Fallen. Listen to your girlfriend. She knows what she's talking about. Draw a dog right now. But I closed Clip Studio already. I'm already in my pajamas. Hold on. Or no retirement. My 401k9. Because I have to draw a dog to retire. Get it? Get it? Get it? All jokes are good when you say get it. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I can do it. I get it. Okay. Draw a dog. In 20 seconds. Oh my gosh. I've used almost all that time. I've used almost all the time. Kind of picked a crazy angle here for this. Yeah, that's kind of like what a leg would be like. Close enough. That's dog adjacent. Fallen says Frankie tells dad jokes like he is a dad. And close off the tail. Okay, it's a little bit rough and loose, but there's the dog. Close that tail up a little bit. 32 strokes. That's a lot, isn't it? Lily's my daughter. That's fair. That argument is entirely valid. I mean, Ash and I always say that our dog was our first kid. It was, yeah. Yeah. You gave birth to her. Well, now things just got weird. But that's fine. That's fine. This is just where it goes. It's good. You saved her from the consequences of her murders. Get you a dad book, joke book when a human child is birthed with your DNA. I do like that you clearly laid out the parameters of the requirements for the dad joke book. But if he's always making them, does he need it? I mean, yeah. I was gonna tell like the oldest dad joke in the book, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Nobody needs to hear it. Nobody needs to hear it. Jeff, go away. Frank's like, all right, cue up that. Wait, Frank, have you ever considered working for one of the major award shows? You could cue up the music when it's time for people to get off stage. You're pretty good at it. All right, but that is actually the end credits. Oh my gosh, we need credits. We need to figure out credits. That's what needs to happen. Producer, Friday Night Frankie. Director, Friday Night Frankie. Moderated by Friday Night Frankie. He'll have the big hook. Yes. Honestly, though, I need you to draw Goose's face on the big hook, and that would just make it perfect. Or cover it in a giant goose sock puppet to pulling Jeff off. Listen, I have a bit of a stubborn streak, but I'm just going to go along with it because it's late and I need to wrap up. So, thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Fallen. Thank you, Janos. Thank you, Alexei. Thank you, Daisy. Everybody, this is awesome. I love having everybody here. It's been fun. And thank you anybody else who joined us. If you were lurking, I appreciate you, and I'm never going to call you out. This is a lurk positive environment. I'm just happy you're here. And likewise, if you're watching the VOD, either on Twitch or YouTube, I appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope you had a good time. Feel free to leave a like, a follow, a subscribe, a comment, whatever is appropriate and you feel like doing. But most of all, know that I'm happy that that you chose to spend some time with me. I will be back next Thursday, 10 p.m. That is my regular stream time. I'll be continuing to work on this piece. I do think I'm going to have to make some progress before now and then to feel comfortable about the deadline. So I will probably be doing that. We'll have jumped up a little bit, most likely. If I plan on doing if I decide to do any other like quiet, no camera, no mic streams to work on it in the evenings, I'll try to get word out about that via our Instagram, which by the way, you can find Ashley and I at WagWorksGA here on Twitch, also on YouTube and on Instagram. Oh, you're actually doing it through the credits thing. I didn't read the chat. But yeah, Frank, thank you for dropping that. But yeah, so you can find us there. That's it. I don't really have any closing announcements. So if you're in the middle of the credits, I won't run off just yet. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. It's been fun. It's been a fun night. I know it's after working a full day and getting kids to bed, coming on at 10 and streaming till after midnight is sometimes tiring, but it's enjoyable. I have fun. This is a happy place to be. So thanks everybody for making it that way. It's awesome. All right, you're good, Frank. That's the go away. Is that like okay? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Frank. Have a great night. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.